It's been a stressful day. Actually, the stress started yesterday. My mom is supposed to be getting physical therapy. Her physical therapist is incompetent. She's also very insecure. She doesn't like it when I watch or supervise the walks. I got in her face. I ended up having to talk to her boss, and the whole industry is so fucked. I have no idea what we're supposed to do about it. They're all lazy. They're all afraid of getting sued. There is yet to be a lawyer that turns the tables and says, sorry, we're going to sue you for a lack of care. There's all sorts of lawsuits for when someone gets hurt, but no one is willing to sue these facilities for a lack of care. And when there's a lack of care, if you call a lawyer, the lawyer says, well, where's your injury? Well, how do you prove a lack of care? They're not getting the physical therapy they should be getting. How do you prove that? And how do you prove an injury in industry? It's really frustrating. I'm not sure how to go about this. The silver lining of my workload being slow is that I'm able to walk my mom on our own. Now, I was able to talk to the boss that runs this place, and I was basically able to say, let's get at least 3 days a week of walking. They can't give us a schedule. So here I am. She was told this morning she was going to get walked. That hasn't happened yet. So now they want to walk her at 2 p.m. What does that mean? Most of my day has been waiting around for some time to do my own walk. What do you think's going to happen? I'm going to take her out for a walk in probably a half hour, since she's going to finish lunch and get changed. And I'm going to get her out. They're going to say, well, where was she? They're all lazy, and they're all stupid, and none of them give a shit. I don't know what's going to change in the industry. We're paying 40% of our taxes, and all we get is this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how anyone with a law degree can fix this. I don't know how it's supposed to be fixed. There's so much corruption. There's so much laziness. And everyone's getting paid. That isn't the patient. Why is it the patient pays up the butt in taxes? And the only people who benefit are the doctors off of all the medications we're taking, the lawyers, and all the professionals under the roofs of these care facilities. I don't know how this gets fixed. I don't want to talk politics. I'm not here to talk politics. But it's all connected. I don't have a whole lot of work coming in. I've got the time. Most families don't have family members that are full-time available. I don't know what direction I'm supposed to take. I'm really curious. I'm thinking continue on our daily walks, since I've got the time to do it. I'm a better performer than they are anyway. They walk her for 10 or 15 minutes down a straight hallway. I've literally had her walking up hills. So I'm doing that at least once a day. But the lack of scheduling is a lack of competency and a lack of professionalism. And I cannot believe the facilities that run these physical therapy departments, they have no way of creating a schedule, which I don't understand. It seems inappropriate to not have a schedule. My mom is more physically ambulatory than most of the people in there. They know that I've been walking her. They know she's made huge progress. And yet they can't give her the respect of a schedule. Even if she's only getting 3 days a week, which is basically the bare minimum that your body's going to benefit from in any sort of physical exercise program. I don't understand why they can't just say, okay, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever. I was going to walk her this morning, and I'm suspicious that because my mom said, hey, jumped on the phone and called me, hey, you want to come over and watch them walk me? Someone else was in the room, a professional physical therapist, and somehow she doesn't get a walk. I don't think they want me watching the performance. That's bullshit. I don't know how to deal with this. I'm really curious. So I've had that stress from starting yesterday and now today. When I talked to the lady yesterday, the amount of insecurity oozing out of her eyes was just, it was almost painful to watch. You could tell she lives and dies through her insecure nature. It's sad. She knows she's not the brightest in the room. She knows she's probably not the best in the room. None of them are fantastic. It seems like the best ones in there are like 20-something years old. They haven't been corrupted or tainted by how messed up the whole system is. I never really wanted to go public talking about healthcare and politics. That's not why I'm here. But I do like talking about my story because it's a way to relax, talking it out, listening to myself later, making sure I'm coherent and that my thoughts aren't insane, that I am a linear thinker, and when I'm speaking, I'm actually speaking sensically. Gets frustrating. Can't find a job that wants to pay me a decent wage. I'm in LA. Apparently, within the next 2 years, I'll be able to go work at a hotel for $30 an hour. That seems to be about the going rate for a lot of jobs I'm easily qualified for. I've been self-employed. I hire myself out at, or bill myself out at $180 an hour. I can make $600 in a few hours, and $20 an hour after taxes is also about $600. So I work 1 more hour or 2 more hours, and I'm coming pretty close to that 30 an hour. Where's my incentive to work full time? 60 grand a year, which is $30 an hour. That's not a livable wage. I'm living in a very expensive part of town. Now, a lot of people can just say, hey, well, why don't you just move? Well, how does a wealthy community function if everyone leaves? Not everyone in this neighborhood is wealthy, even though it's a nice neighborhood. If you lost everyone that isn't a top earner, there's not going to be much here. I don't know what we're supposed to do about this. We're paying all kinds of money in taxes, and our health care is crap. My mother's not getting the basic physical therapy that she needs, even when they promise it. Oh, sorry, I was busy. So I'm not sure what I want to do. I've got all these nasty fantasies in my head. I'm really mean. I've actually had the confidence to say, hey, you guys are incompetent. And for the first time yesterday, it didn't actually feel guilt. I didn't feel guilty. I didn't feel bad. It felt deserved. I don't know if that's what a narcissist thinks when they're an asshole, but when I got in their face, I knew I was confidently right, ethically. I was morally right enough to say, dude, you guys are improper. You're not running a cool show here. This is unprofessional. This doesn't make sense. So that's where we are. So I'm planning on showing up in less than an hour, giving her a walk. My customer who canceled yesterday just called me out of the blue. I'm going to go to her place later this afternoon after I walk my mom. You can see why the fact that I can't get a schedule out of this facility and they're getting paid up the nose for this service It's getting frustrating because I can't build my schedule around their lack of competency. I don't know why they aren't legally required to have schedules. It seems improper, unprofessional, and stupid that any professional not have a schedule for their patients. This place is so understaffed or undertrained. I don't even know what the word is that describes what she's dealing with, or I'm dealing with. My sister's got a full-time job. She doesn't have the time to put into this that I do. Let me know. Say hi down below. Subscribe if you think this is interesting. This is the daily life of me, the struggling tech guru, a self-employed IT guy. I've been on my own for about 15 years. Got kind of serious about looking for work about 2 years ago. Went chasing down a couple jobs. And here we are. Can't get anything full-time that pays anything. And the jobs that are paying aren't paying livable wages. So here we are. You get to hear me rant here at the South Bay Tech Guru, struggling tech guru. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'll come back tomorrow with more to talk about. I guess I got more to talk about that last video I sent up. But right now, I was distracted by yesterday's anxiety or chaos or conversation. Have a good day. I'll be back later.